Greetings and salutations and Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to the Audioprism show, and I'm so excited about today's show because I have a lot of great guests, great music, and just great messages to be shared with everybody about upcoming events and also things that are near and dear to my heart, which is, of course, a few little nonprofit mentions and the like. I'm going to keep the intro short because we have so many great people and I want to make sure we have time for everybody. First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody who came out to the 2015 Jingle Mingle. I've got a couple of pictures that I have put on here just to kind of share a little tiny dash of the experience with you guys. But I know we raised so much money and so many toys, so a huge shout out to the Atlanta 200 and Steve Kilby for their tireless organizing and volunteer efforts, and also to Area 51 and to Atlanta Special Effects, without which we would not have had the amazing sound and visual aspects of the event, including our snow machines that snowed over the dance floor, which was great. We had those last year, and this year they just added so much, and it was a wonderful show. This year has already been scheduled, so save the date, guys, for Saturday, December 17th. That will be the 2016 Jingle Mingle. It will be back again at the Crown Plaza in Sandy Springs. You can, of course, my normal dates, Sundays and Thursdays at G's Midtown. Sundays we have Sunday Fun Day Karaoke from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. And Thursdays Musicology Karaoke from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. where we just pick a different theme every week. This week's theme, guys, to let you know, is going to be glam rock based. And that's in honor, of course, of David Bowie, who passed away. Sadness, utter sadness. A really, really amazing artist and talented in so many respects. This Saturday, I have an extra special date, too, that you can catch me at the Hudson Grill, Sandy Springs. That is with Norman Cates. He is the gentleman that does the Legendary Ladies of Atlanta and the Great Characters of Atlanta party. But Norm himself is turning 70. And before you go, oh my God, 70. This is the kind of 70 I want to be when I grow up. So if you guys are out and about in the Sandy Springs area Saturday, come by. Party starts at 8 p.m. and we just dance the night away with a whole bunch of really great, notable people from around the city. All right, let's get started with tunes. First, we are going off the charts. Alright guys, as I've said before, I listen to so much music every week, and every once in a while, or actually fairly often, I come across songs that I really, really wish would make mainstream airplay, and some of them might eventually, and some of them could be helped just by you listening to them more. This artist that I'm going to feature for Off the Charts, his name is Dylan Gardner. He is an 18-year-old Illinois native who attracted a great deal of attention for this next song called Let's Get Started after it was featured on a Spotify playlist. And it still hasn't really hit, the uber mainstream yet, but it should. He grew up in a musical household. His father, Mark, was the bassist in the 80s Chicago power pop band called The Kind. Dylan cites influences from the Beatles to Vampire Weekend, so he's got a pretty eclectic taste. This is off his album, Adventures in Real Life.
Sit back and watch our love grow. I'll be winter, you'll be summer. I couldn't ask for just another. I'll be Sunday, you'll be Monday. Look into those eyes, my heartbeat. Saw you standing there, and I thought it. Baby, why don't we get started? Now, come on, let's get started. Just don't leave me broken hearted. Oh, come on, let's get started. You are my love. Come on, let's get started.
And that's a little taste of that. So again, that's Dylan Gardner, Let's Get Started. Now it's time for a musical resurrection. Okay, so I love to incorporate classic music and as much as I can of all of my events that I do. But of course, obviously, tailor-made playlist for whatever kind of events. If it's all new, we go all new. We go all Broadway, we go all Broadway. But with the classics, there's a reason we call them classics, guys, and that's because even decades, sometimes even a century later, that song can make you pick up your feet and move. This song is the title track to Funkadelic's 1978 album called One Nation Under a Groove. It was released on the Warner Brothers label. It's broken genre barriers by appearing on top album lists all across the board. There are very, very few people that can say that they're unaware of any of the songs on here. The album is ranked 177 on Rolling Stone's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. This is One Nation Under a Groove by Funkadelic.
So I can't get around it. So low, you can't get under it. So high, you can't get over it. Can't get over it. This is a chance to dance your way. Now the orchestration's out. Diddle shook 'em. To dance our way out of
Ah, yes, guys. Everybody needs a little funk in their life, by all means. All right, my first guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is Bryan Rusty Newport. He is the CEO of 33 Events. 33 Events is a full-service event planning company specializing in creative personal, corporate, and fundraising events. And Rusty is here today to talk about the 2016 Red Dress Party. Join me.
My pleasure.
Yay, most excellent. It's so good to see you again.
Always great to be with you.
All right, let's go straight to the chase. What is the Red Dress Party about?
Only the best party in Atlanta. We've got it. This is our 8th year total. We started the Red Dress Party 8 years ago in the back room of an Aja restaurant with about 20 guests and some red dress, and everybody pitched in a couple of dollars for a donation to the American Heart Association, and over time it has grown into the best party in Atlanta. Such a great experience when Atlanta's finest come out dressed in their best red, all in support of the American Heart Association.
Absolutely wonderful event. I had the pleasure of DJing it last year, and I will be back again this year, just so you know. I do have a promo video from last year with just a little bit of the red carpet entry, because there's a red carpet entry for every red dress event. Let's take a quick look at that now.
All of the benefits here go to the American Heart Association and the Go Red campaign. So let's go ahead and get this party started.
Women's heart health is always such a great cause to be a part of, but the history of this party is so phenomenal. Starting off from 20 people in the back room of a restaurant with a $5 donation bucket by the door to what has transpired over the last few years. It's so amazing to see so many wonderful people come together in their absolute best red for such a great cause. Where else would we be?
I love the whole idea of the Red Dress Party and working with women and Heart Association. My grandparents both had heart disease, so it was near and dear to my heart. And then what's not to like about a red dress party?
This has gotten better and better every year. I've been part of it since the beginning, and it has just grown, and it's such a great organization.
We have many family members, especially
Okay, Rusty. Well, this, as you said, is the 8th annual Red Dress Party that you guys have been part of.
Absolutely.
What makes this one a little extra special?
You know, coming in from so many great years of just some fantastic celebrations of heart health, we're very proud to partner up with our fashion MC, Mr. Christopher Mackin, this year, who has put together an entire collection of some of Atlanta's finest and most just amazing designers who. Everybody's going to create their favorite red dress. And so we got a big fashion show kicking off this year.
Wonderful.
And we'll be seeing everybody, all the top designers in Atlanta coming together, always for a great cause. We're very excited about that part. So go ahead.
It's also the national launch.
It is. We couldn't be more pleased. There are some fantastic events that occur in New York, Chicago, Seattle, San Francisco, and Denver, really across the nation. And we used to hold it towards the end of September or end of February, but didn't want to coincide with the Heart Association's Heart Ball, which is their big fundraiser for the year. And so we bumped it at the beginning of February, And as luck would have it, we are the launch event nationwide for the Go Red campaign for the Go Red month for the American Heart Association. Very exciting.
ATL style.
Exactly right. We're going to show them how it's done. We're going to lay the ground and let them keep up with us.
Slow doesn't move as the South doesn't move as slow as you think. We just can't talk right.
That's all right.
All right, let's talk details.
Let's.
When does it start?
Atlanta's
Tickets?
Tongue and Groove. We're excited to be back this year at Tongue and Groove. We were there for a couple of years ago, and always did a great job. Donna Frederick, our host over there, she just takes such great care of us. It's a beautiful venue. They've done some major renovations, so we're excited to kind of showcase the place and all the new stuff. Our VIP reception starts at 6 o'clock. General admission 7 o'clock, goes to 11 o'clock tonight with VIPs. Vanessa Hundley spinning the tunes all night long. It's going to be fantastic.
It will. It's going to be great. Thank you so much for coming on,
Great
Rusty, to
pleasure.
talk about this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know more, please check out the 33 Events website, which is
www.33events.com.
Absolutely. You can find out so much more about the ticket information there. And it will be a sellout event, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes, it
so
will.
get your tickets early. Thank you again.
Our great pleasure. Thank you, darling.
Yes, guys. We're
See
going
you
to bring
next
up
time.
my unsigned artist next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have with me today Savon. He is, currently from Atlanta, but he's a Detroit native. Right? No, well, Illinois native, actually. No.
Detroit?
Detroit. No.
Detroit, Illinois sound the same. It sound the same. I get it.
I'm sorry, I went back a little bit.
I get it. It sounds really close.
It's that place somewhere up north. It's a Yankee place,
A Yankee place. Lord, you're gonna mess up this whole interview. Lord.
No, I'm just teasing. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm from Florida. We just kind of consider ourselves a little bit separate from the rest of the country. So,
All right.
We sort of stay out of the north and south thing. All right. So I want to say you've been honing your skills in the music industry from a very young age. You have your bio goes back much further than I thought it would, just because I'm learning so much about Savon, and you should too. Let's see. Your sound is a fusion of hip hop, 80s rock, and power chord R&B. You reflect that diversity in your collaborations as well. I've seen rock style stuff that you've done, and I know you collaborated with Angela Rain on her country track last year.
Yeah, co-wrote that joint. Yeah, shout out to Angela Rain. I'm a military brat, so when I was coming up, we was moving around a lot. We didn't have, rap wasn't in our family. Like, it wasn't just around, but what was around was Chicago, the Eagles, Bad Company, et cetera, and I just fell in love with the type of music when I first discovered music. And, I just kind of reflect everywhere I lived as a military kid, you know what I mean? So.
What are some of your main influences?
Lord.
Okay, we'll just say top 3.
Top 3?
Yeah.
That's it?
So many. Top 100. We'll go there.
We'll be here all night. The greats, man. There's so many greats. When I hear Stevie Wonder, every time I hear him, I say he's the best ever. When I hear Michael Jackson, I say he's the best ever. So anything great is what influences me, because they last a long time, and that's what I want to do. I want to last as long as I can.
Which means constantly evolving and changing. Let's go back just a couple years to 2012. Your song, The Long Road, was chosen as the official song of the NBA playoffs and also the NBA Western Conference.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
My manager at the time, he called me and said, "Hey, I think we got a deal with Turner Music and the NBA." I said, "Yeah, right." Then, they sent the check, and they sent the W-9, and they sent the, the terms. I was like, wow, that's a nice check. But you know what? But after the money was gone, what really stuck with me is the fact that if you look up 2012 music in the NBA, no matter when you look it up, you can never erase my name.
No.
You can never erase my record. And so I'm part of music history for the first time in my life. And that is what stuck with me after the nice check was not so nice.
Well, money comes and goes.
Quickly, it went real quick.
Well, let's listen to a clip of that.
Let's do that.
To know where I'm at is to know where I'm from. You dig? Seeing that ain't nothing promised I made a promise to go get it. Only easy part about it was making the choice. I chose the long road.
Feet don't fail me now, cause I got a long road ahead. I keep going in and out. I can't let it slip away, slip away. Boots all tore up, shirt got holes in it. Walking this long road, bottle water old in them. I see the finish line, yes I'm on a mission. It's a steep incline, I can't afford to miss the chance to prove them wrong. Every record label says save on, don't you do this song. I put them under feet, I ain't part of the matrix. When they call I keep it brief, my collection of haters. Now it's a dirt road, the sun beating down on me. In the form of backstabbers, that was my homie. People driving by won't pick me up, they just spitting on me. But my legs still moving, they ain't quitting on me. By God's grace, I believe in one spirit, homie. This is not a dance, not even lyrics know me. I wrote a conversation, pray for my poor feet. I know poor me.
Feet don't fail me now. Got a long road ahead. Keep going in and out. Can't let it slip away. Feet don't fail me now.
I love that term, feet don't fail me now. By the way, that's actually one of the things that put me in mind of the Funkadelic song earlier, because they got that hook in it going, feet don't fail me now. And
Look at you,
like,
you stay funky.
listen to that.
You stay funked out.
So your new single, new, it's called Can't Live My Life.
Yeah.
What's the inspiration for that track, or who, or just, a general situation maybe?
The track produced by Zion Birdsong. Shout out to Zion, and he also sang the hook on it. But it's very musical, and it lends itself to live instrumentation, which I perform with a full live band most of the time. And so it's just me. It's just a good reflection of my music. It's passionate. It has a message, and hopefully everybody like it.
Well, let's take a listen to that.
Let's do that.
Well.
Good idea. That's a brilliant idea. Yeah.
Haters, you added to my equation, no remainder. Single.
I can't live my life. I can't live my life. I can't live my life. Give me one more chance. Give me one more chance. I can't live my life. I can't live my life. Give me one more chance.
Everybody in my ears giving me advice. Do that, do this. Club, rock, do pop, do street. I'm all of the above, so I guess I do me. She got me in that E-class. Her eyes money green, I don't even need cash. I'm her black card, she my co-signer. This is grown.
All right, so.
Yay, Savon! Yay! Savon!
Love him, like him. Okay, upcoming performances. Anywhere people are going to be able to come see you.
Yeah, actually this Thursday, January 14th at iLounge in East Village, if you're in Atlanta. Come out. I'm actually doing the video release for Can't Live My Life. I'll be performing. A bunch of people is performing, but I'll be performing as well. And giving out some free stuff for everybody to come. So iLounge.
iLounge, Thursday. And where can they find you?
You can find me on my website. That's the one-stop shop. That's savonmusic.com. That's SEVON music.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing
pleasure.
with us, of course. And I look forward to I know I can't make the party Thursday after work, but I will be watching for pictures.
You make sure you watch.
By all means. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for It's an All Good Minutes with comedian Jessica It's All Good Williams.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jessica Good Williams, and I'm here to bring you a really good moment. So, how can you keep it good? Well, people, the answer is dance. The next time you're at a party, dance. I mean, when did America get too good to dance? When did dancing become too not cool? Well, I'm here to change that. Listen, at the end of the day, Most of us are just scared. But the DJ wants to see you rocking on the dance floor. What are you scared of anyway? That people will judge you? I mean, are you ever going to see these people again? And at the end of the day, think about it. Sometimes you're just thinking about that one hottie that's on the dance floor and you don't want to be embarrassed. Well, if you dance, you're going to make it easier for that hottie to find you. And if the hottie doesn't like you back, then they're not going to know that you care. That is, unless you're dancing and staring at them like this. At that moment, you look creepy. Leave. So, I just want to throw out this point that a wise man once said, turn down for what? Exactly, people. Exactly. So let's stop turning it down and turn it up to keep it all good. I'm your girl, Jessica It's All Good Williams, and this has been a good moment. I always say it's good with me if it's good with you. If it's not good with you, nobody was asking you in the first place. Okay, is there music? Is some music coming? No.
We're winging it on this one. So she's going to slide this way. I know. It's called Show in Development. This is my art piece. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you got to get that laughter, and it's scientifically proven to do all kinds of good things for your health. All right, next I have the pleasure of having Steph Palermo. She's a local author, event MC, and hostess of the Just Steph Show on Love 860 AM. That's every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. I'm going to go ahead and bring you on. She is the proud mother of 4 sons. And still alive. That's right. Her show focuses on relationships, personal growth, and events across Atlanta.
That's right.
So, Miss Steph, I first experienced you when you were still blogging.
Right.
And so I've actually kind of gotten to see as you've moved up to this next echelon. What was your first foray into the public forum, though?
Well, the blogging was where I started, and I put it all together, and I came up with my first book.
Aha! I didn't realize that was based on
yes.
that. Okay.
So that was really it. And prior to that, which is about 2012, I was a stay-at-home mom.
So see, life doesn't end just because you have kids.
That's right.
Your show, speaking of, your show focuses on what you call second lifers,
right.
Which isn't just people, that are, my kids are grown, I'm moving out, but kind of anybody that's gone through a major shift in their perspective or their goals in life. And so give us a quick sample of some of the different people that you interview on your show and how they add to that concept.
Well, we're trying to appeal to second lifers, and we're basically empty nesters, newly single, and those starting over. And back about 50 years ago, our age group, which is the over 40 crowd, we were old, but we're all working out, eating healthy, going out, socializing, and looking for ways to improve our lives. So I try to incorporate that with my guests. I've had Art Ekman on my show, and he has been in broadcasting for 50 years, and he's an Atlanta icon, and he's the recipient of the Edward R. Murrow Award for Broadcast Journalism. I've had Angela Rain.
Yes.
I've had Angie Lynn Carter, who is the Georgia Country Music Artist of the Month and someone to look for. I've had Dave Scott, one-man band, and Deb Bowman.
Yes.
And I've had fitness specialists. I've had Chef Massimo Mariano, and so many others.
Well, I know besides the people, music's a huge part of your show. And I
love
really
music.
like listening. I get my inspiration from everywhere, and I can't possibly listen to all the music out there. So I definitely like to tune into your show because I'm picking out I like that song,
Well, you know what I do is I actually have to shut off my own iPod because I'm stuck in the 70s and 80s. And, I'm totally listening to Shalimar and all of that. So I'm back there. But what I do is I put on XM radio and I listen to what's new. And I love very fun, upbeat pop tunes. I know my kids will probably hate me, but I'm like I love Meghan Trainor and Charlie Puth. I love Selena Gomez and the Biebs and all of that. So they're all great and fun and just poppy and
Yes, exactly. Things that add to that positive bent to it. And I know you're living in Atlanta segment.
Yes.
Now, was that part of your blog too, or was that something you added?
I added that on because I love to have fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a part of our lives as the over 40 crowd, and we love to go out, and I love going out and meeting my friends. So I've incorporated where we should go and what are great places that I love that I see that my friends are enjoying, and I try to go to new places often so I have something to report back. And I gather from all different sources. Beautiful. Where to go. And then what we're going to do is, together with my partner, my business partner, Linda Partial, she's a fitness and nutrition expert. She and I are bringing Living Atlanta to the streets, and we're going to be hosting happy hours around the city for Second Lifers, where we'll ask sponsors who have products and services for Second Lifers to come and talk to our friends and also show off the venues that I love.
Wonderful. And so Love 860 a.m., Thursdays at 11 a.m.
That's right.
And where else can they find out about you?
JustSteph.com, and which has my blog. I'm on Facebook, Just Steph, Twitter at Steph Palermo. I have an Instagram. I think it's Just Steph1. All of that. LinkedIn. Yes. I have a YouTube channel, Steph Palermo. So, all of that.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Steph.
I'm so happy to be here.
I know. We're so happy to have you.
I know. We work together doing your show.
Yes. She has come to my karaoke show and co-hosted a couple of times.
Because I love to sing.
Fun. Yes, exactly.
Yes. And you've been on my show.
So exactly.
You'll come back.
It's a reciprocal thing.
That's right. Okay. Thanks, babe.
Yes, and thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we have Zay. He is the bassist for Arrested Development, which was a phenomenal group that got its start back in the 90s and is still here with us doing great things all across really the nation, I would say, or internationally, because their influence spreads far and wide. Well, welcome, Zay. It is such a pleasure to have you. I was going to say, let's see, a lot of people know Arrested Development, obviously from the 90s. You were such a pivotal and game-changing group. There was the first hip-hop group to win a Best New Artist Grammy and also received a Grammy for the song Tennessee. The members have acted together as a group and as individuals to bring awareness to many issues plaguing the underprivileged, and even gave half the royalty earnings from the song Mr. Wendell to the National Coalition of the Homeless. So first, let's touch on what Arrested Development is up to right now.
Well, we're just getting off tour. We did Japan and ended up in Denver and Utah. And we're working on an album right now. Still in the works, so we're still auditioning songs and so forth. But the ones we got were pretty hot.
I believe it.
So that's what we're doing.
Should go to the Arrested Development website, which is arresteddevelopmentmusic.com. And check out, they're standing at the Crossroads, which is a free download, which I was ecstatic to find out about. And the whole album is a free download, so go on their website and check that out. But Zay, you give back a lot to the community in general. I know through our talks that you really lean towards youth literacy and grammar.
Yeah, well, don't get me started. We only have a few minutes.
I know, we only have a few minutes. But what are some of the things that really pop out as a concern to you when you are talking to young people, when you're trying to bring this message to them?
Well, it's really focusing on the right things to read, to educate yourself on, such as banking, law, economics, understanding it at its core level. The stuff you go to college for, but reading the things that's going to help, or the young need to read the things that's going to help them navigate, because the world's getting crazy, and so you're not reading the right things. You don't want to read anyway. You got to read. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and we have to find every way possible to get our children to read and the right things.
Yes.
They're talking about Archie comics.
And to comprehend.
Yeah, and no.
Which is
no, I mean, that's a given.
Yes.
But they will need to to understand these things in order to navigate against the things that's coming towards towards them. And it's not like it was for us. It's stronger, more different.
Where are some of the places or some of the groups that you've talked to when you're spreading this message, or people that maybe have invited you to come speak to them?
I did actually my first one in Toms River, New Jersey. 102 people came out. Boy, I felt like, you know what I mean? I was like, for what I have to say. But really, it's something I do all the time, no matter where I'm at, no matter who I'm talking to. I don't care if you're around me. That's it. It doesn't have to be a formal setting.
Right.
It's something. It's work we got to do now. We don't have time for formal settings. Things are changing quickly.
Yes.
Getting educated now. The last I checked was 27 as far as education goes.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. We're saying we're so advanced as a country.
How much do we need to get us in gear to realize what we have to do for our children? And education is just very, very, very seriously important. It really is.
Well, just listening to the intelligence in the lyrics for Arrested Development, I know that was a really big thing, because when you listen to it, it just has so much, it's so comprehensive, and it's so deep.
Yeah.
We'll say deep. I hate to use the word deep because it's so overused, but deep is it. But I'm really excited to know that you have started your own band. So tell us a little bit about that project. Of course.
We're not jumping over your brilliant speech. Anyway, I had to throw that at speech. But I'm coming out with a solo album, a bass album. I don't know how to even say it right. It's strange. This is my first one, but I've been working on it off and on for 14 years. So keep that on the down. So anyway, but it's an acoustic bass album. The whole album is acoustic, no electric instruments. And the band that's being formed, we got my upright bassist is already on board. Brillo, I got his name right. I told him I would give him a shout out because he's on board now, so we got to do this anyway. And the band will be called Me Morpheus.
Excellent.
We won't tell you why.
Yes, Me Morpheus.
Yeah, Me Morpheus.
Well, I will definitely be looking forward to bringing you back on for that when you get your tracks laid down.
Yes, looking forward to that.
But for now, I'm going to play a song off of, remember I told you guys about that free album download? You should go on to the Arrested Development music site, and there will be a link to everybody in the description underneath the YouTube video. But this is the song Living off that album, Standing at the Crossroads.
Great song.
Performing for a crowd to be dating me as they jam and rate me for who I was and not rate me for who I am. The lessons that we had was like 20 years in the past, and peeps within the U.S. They thinking that was our best and our success was just a fad. 3 hits, about all we had. Despite it, we don't get mad and instead we just change the status. Every show, every CD, making the doubters think again. Hurricane when we came in, living like sink or swimming. We swimming since the beginning, the coverage was all on them, but we kept stroking our own way, not lovers of every trend.
Ladies and gentlemen, so to sum it up, stop in Hudson Grill this Saturday to check out me and Norman Case's 70th birthday party. Get your tickets ASAP for Red Dress events. Check out all of these amazing guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so blessed and happy to have all of them on with tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, tune in next month for more entertainers and industry insights here on the Audioprism Show.
We're alive now.